back. Thank you for tuning in. This is Easy Friday. My name is Shiksha Arora, and right now on Spotlight on Easy Friday, I'll be speaking to two gorgeous ladies. They are seated on my hot seat, and we'll be talking about being single, Kiasi or not, and much more. Remember, the show is on Showmax, and of course, it's one of the most popular shows in the country. It has been renewed for season 2, which is currently streaming. And with me, we've got Faith Kibathi, who plays Rebecca, and Gathoni Mutua, who plays Sintamei. So I'll be speaking to them. We've got a lawyer. Well, that's what she plays, that's Sintamei. And Rebecca, who is a housewife, and of course, currently really going through a hard time in her marriage.
A lot.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about that, and of course the friendship that you three ladies share. Mineke was not able to join us, but I'm sure Maria is with us in spirit. Right?
For sure.
So let's talk about the fact that you three play such bold characters in your own ways. Is this a representation of who you are in real life? I'll start off with you, Gathoni.
First of all, hi. Hello. It's so nice to be here. Thank you for having us. Playing Sintamei, I think we love to say that this show is a representation of the women in Nairobi 100%. As is now.
Yes.
We often say, like, that's something that happened to me last week. Yeah. That's something I can have something that happened with Rebecca, something that happened with Mariah, and it's just like it's a constant representation of who we are as women in Nairobi. So I think that's been very interesting to play, and I think that's kind of what season 2 is about, is continuing to like build the character in more dimensions than it has been, I think.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What about you? Faith, you are an independent, strong woman. Do you see yourself as a housewife at any point? The way Rebecca is?
At some point I did, like earlier on in my life. But now I'm like, no, I can do better. I can do better. So I'm all about women empowerment. Go chase your dreams. You can do everything. You can be a mom and still be a career woman. 100%. You can be anything. You can be a pilot and still be a chef at the end of the day. I mean, you're not limited by what society says or whatever the perfect picture looks like.
Okay. And let's talk about your friendship. The three of you together. Sometimes it has been a bit rocky, but then other times we've seen how women empowerment has been represented very strongly and very clearly in this particular show. And of course, Valentine's is just around the corner. And as I said earlier on, if you are single, you don't need to worry because you've got your girls, right?
Exactly.
And all you need is a good girls' date, so we call it Galentine's.
Yes.
More about that. First of all, do you think Valentine's is just overrated?
You say, because me, I think no. Yeah, we don't think so. I don't think so. Go ahead.
I mean, love is beautiful. Any chance you get to celebrate it, do it. And now we have a specific day where everybody can participate in it.
At the same time, all around the world.
I mean, I like to say that it's like Christmas. Like it's like any event where you put it on a day to help you remember to commemorate it a bit better. So whether it's love, whether it's your relationship with God, whether it's whatever, like there are moments where you're like, okay, let me remember, because I think we're very forgetful as people. There's so much going on, right? So sometimes you need a day to say, hey, relax. Have you paused? Have you remembered your wife? Have you, that kind of thing. I think that's why we love it.
That's amazing. Let's also talk about how you guys ended up being the characters that you're portraying, right? I want to know, let's take it way back to when it all began, where it all began.
Oh, goodness.
When you were like auditioning or when you were given a call saying, why don't you come and audition for this particular role? How was that feeling and how was that process? I'll start off with you, Faith.
All right. Well, for me, when I was auditioning for the role of Rebecca, I was also going for an audition for something else. And when I went in for the audition for Rebecca, I felt like I didn't give it 100. And that's the funny story, is that usually when you feel like you've not done so well, that's the one.
People think otherwise.
Yes.
100.
So this one worked well for me. I went in, I was panicking. I was like, oh, what is this? I was actually auditioning for the role of Mariah.
Really?
Yes, that's what I felt like I could deliver and do. But of course, you know, the directors, the producers, they can see something else. They can see beyond what you see. And I agree with the way we were casted, and I fit to play Rebecca because I have some mommy tendencies, and I just display them on the show.
Okay, lovely. What about you, Gathoni? Did you see yourself as a boss babe, a lawyer, you know, killing it in your respective job, and of course being someone who's an overachiever as well? Is that really who you are in real life as well?
I would love to say yes with confidence. The truth of the matter is that even on the streets, I haven't told you this, even on the streets, people are like, yo, when I hang out with you versus when I see the character, they're like different. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm an actor.
And that's what I do best.
Yeah. Because but there's a lot of the nuances, I think, that you start to either develop within yourself because you're like, oh, I like that about that person. Or you're like, I definitely never want to do that, you know. So even in our personal lives, we're like, I never want to be thrown for, I don't know if you watch this, well, I want to be thrown for a panty in the middle of a dinner. That sounds horrible.
Yes, of course.
You know, so I feel like as Faith, you would be like, make sure, note to self, you know, make sure never to marry, like for Gathoni, like or Sintamei, make sure never to marry a person who you think is like,
they would play you.
Yeah, or like is really just like, I want to have a kid, and if we don't have kids, by the way, I'm going to have a kid regardless.
Elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So those kinds of things were like, okay, personal note, but also like, yeah, so...
Okay. So when you were auditioning, was this the role that you were hoping to be casted for?
First, let me talk about that audition.
Tell us. Give us that tease.
My producers are like, yeah, you better say that story because, first of all, I walked in and my audition for single Kiasi was horrible.
Oh dear.
It was bad. Okay. You know bad. Yeah. You know bad. Yeah. Like, I walked in, first of all, it's like a warehouse. It was dark. I just saw like one spotlight. It was one. It wasn't lights. It was one. It was one. And then there were like men in suits, people in suits in a corner where I couldn't see. Okay. Right? And then you're just told, okay, stand on the X, you know how it is? Yeah. Stand on the X and do your thing. Yeah. And I was just like,
what am I doing?
But I feel like she's saying, like, I feel like, honestly, and my producer said that to this day, they say, yo, Gathoni, that was not your best audition. But I think there was something about the way I've done acting since I was like 1. Okay. So I think there's something about you get nuance with the years. You know, like even if today, if you are sick and dying, you could still present the show better than me. You know what I mean? Because you've been in it. You know, you have experience. Exactly. So I think it's that kind of thing. On my worst day, I'll still be a little bit okay. And I think that's what happened in our show. They're like, I don't know whether she's panicking.
It's a bit different because you're like, okay, maybe I've not done so well. Maybe I am going to ruin this. You're like,
so the nerves are there. Yeah. And then, you know, as soon as you're done and you think about it, when you go back to how it went in your head, you're always like, oh, I messed up. I could have done better. I could have done this. I could have done that. It's always that I could have, but I didn't. But then I guess, I mean, you guys are here. And you're on TV, and we watch you, and we love what you do. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
So ladies, let's talk about you know, Single Kiasi and its success. It's one of the most popular shows on Showmax, of course, around the country. We've heard so much about it. And did you really ever expect it to be this big? Did you really think that, yo, we're gonna be on one of Kenya's, you know, biggest shows?
Yeah. Well, for me, I was excited to be offered to be a main character in a show. But I have done a couple of shows where I'm supporting character. Okay. But being a lead, that was big for me. So I was not even thinking in terms of how big the show is gonna be. But I was also excited. I'm like, it's gonna be on Showmax. Okay, this is good. This is big. I'm gonna give it my all, and I'm gonna prove to myself that I actually deserve it, because for so long I had been doing other characters, I've been doing other jobs in other shows,
right?
And it's this time where you get to prove it, that like, yeah,
it's your time to shine.
Yes.
Shine.
Yeah, I mean, I want to add, but also I want to say on like a flip side, okay, humility aside.
Okay.
Because in the sense that we're actors, we've done this for a very long time.
Yes, of course.
I think there comes a time where you know when something is
When you
something.
know, you know.
Yeah. When you know that things have come together. Like when you finally, like when you've done your first jobs, then you get into a job where you're like, okay, now I'm building mine.
Yeah.
You know, you start to be like, I've hired this person, I've hired this thing. If it doesn't come together, there's a problem. So we knew it has to come together because we've put all the best pieces together. We have excellent producers, excellent locations, excellent crew, excellent cast. I mean, it's like if it didn't come together,
something's wrong.
You better do your part.
So it's not to say like, oh yeah, we know what it's that. It was well planned.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Amazing.
Yeah. So I think we kind of were expecting.
And then when you were told that it's been renewed for a second season, how was that feeling? Did you call each other up and you're like, wait, what?
First of all, you know, people had been on our backs.
When is it
in our
back? When is
DMs
it back?
everywhere. We want season 2, we want season 2, we're waiting, we're refreshing, we're not seeing you guys. So when this finally happened, we're like,
yeah, even in
we're happy.
What my cousin was like, yo, Gathoni, season, like episode 14. We always call it episode 14 because we have 13 episodes.
Okay.
So they're like episode 14, episode 14. No, season 2.
Episode 1.
Yeah. Everyone was very excited.
Amazing.
I think we left them on the cliff.
Yeah,
And
that
like,
ending was, like, what, I mean, there were a lot of questions that were unanswered.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we got a season 2 because now, you know, we get to breathe. Things to unravel, pole. Now let's talk about, you know, your relationships because Valentine's is just around the corner. So firstly, are you single, Gathoni? Let's start off with you.
Shiksha is so early.
Just like that. Just like that.
Make sure it's the second question. Make sure it's the second question.
You know, if Valentine's wasn't so close, I wouldn't ask.
Oh, okay.
But now I'm just like, it's just 3 days. And I mean, the show is called Single Kiasi.
So wacha nikujibu nikisema niko single kiasi.
I don't know why I don't know why. I really thought that I was going to get that answer from you. But like maybe Faith.
Yeah, maybe Faith.
Maybe Faith might give us a different answer.
No. Oh, same question.
Yeah. Same question.
Well, I am single, Kiasi.
Ladies,
we came as the brand. Okay? We came.
you definitely discussed this behind those closed doors.
All the single Kiasi people.
Yes.
And that's how we have to come.
Let's do something fun, okay? So I want to do like a rapid fire. Okay, so 3 questions, quick ones, and then you have to give me like, you know, quick answers, okay? So I'm going to start off with, I don't know, I feel like Faith would be...
Yes,
Gathoni is someone who I feel like needs some time to calculate. Faith will answer.
Yeah. We're like,
Wow,
let's start
you have
off.
so much faith in me.
Your name, it says it all. So Faith,
Okay.
3 questions, okay? Number 1, if there was a role that you could have done better on any Kenyan show, what would it be?
That I could have done better. That's a difficult one.
I don't envy you.
You're getting the same questions. Yeah. So go on. Faith,
A better role.
Yeah, a role that you feel like you could have done a better job at.
A better job at.
Yes. Of any character, any movie, any show, anything that you've watched and you're like, I could have done better at that.
Well,
I could have played that character better.
Nyokafi Masharia plays secretary.
Okay.
Cabinet secretary? No, not press secretary in the show County 49. And if I was fit, I would have aced that character. If I was fit.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2.
Okay.
A male actor, okay, that you would love to do a steamy scene with in Kenya.
I already know. Can I answer?
I mean, it's Lenana is already, that's already done.
Lenana is out.
That's done. You don't say Lenana again. We've already seen start? What is the new stuff?
Okay, a steamy scene. A
Kenyan actor.
Brian Ogola.
Brian Ogola.
Oh,
Brian Ogola.
choice.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And number 3.
Okay.
What is your absolute favorite Kenyan show? And you can't say single, Kiasi.
Yeah.
Kenyan show right now that you are obsessed with and you could watch it and rewatch it.
Ooh, I really love our show. I'm like, a Kenyan show. I'm currently watching Nas Toto. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching it because it's really funny and it just makes me happy, and I love comedy.
Good. I
Yeah.
think you did really well.
Thank you.
Let's clap for her.
I'm intimidated.
I survived.
And then I'll tell you who answered better between the two.
God.
So rapid
Kumbe
fire.
life in exam.
Let's go.
All right.
Number 1, a role that you feel you could have done a better job at. It has to be Kenyan. So which character from which movie, which show could you think you'd have played better?
Shiksha really wants us to trauma here.
I know.
But,
He's like, I'm gonna get you.
I think I'd have been really excited to play the role of Nafsi.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would have been
That's
something.
an interesting one.
Yeah.
Kind of see it. Okay, number 2, a male actor that you'd love to do or you'd be willing or wanting to do a steamy scene with.
Steamy scene.
Steamy, that's the word.
Steamy scene.
Tell us, lady.
Makbul?
Oh, I like that. That's a very interesting choice. I like his voice, so it's,
I mean, right? I'm here for voices.
yeah, I like the voice.
Voices
choice.
are here.
Number
Yeah.
3, your all-time, absolute favorite Kenyan show that you love and you've watched and rewatched.
Okay, so as content people,
Yeah.
so we could talk about social media content as well.
100%.
Nick Kwach and AC Stevens have this duo.
I think they're hilarious. Baby Mama, yes. You like it?
That.
Okay.
Forever. Till season 84.
Cool.
When they
I'm
are
glad.
great-grandchildren. Yeah, that's where I'm here for them.
I love it. Okay, so both great answers, but I think we have to give Faith because
I know.
you had time to think.
She had so much
When I was
time.
correcting mine, I'm like, okay, not that one. Yeah.
So thank you, ladies. Now let's talk about your careers and as individuals and of course as actresses in the past. You've played several roles and then you've got this particular role. I want to know, back in the day, like when you were just starting off, right? Did you see yourselves where you are today? Did you think that your careers would actually end up being this long in terms of longevity, in terms of, just being relevant and relatable? Or you said you've been acting since you were 1, so that's a long time. Let's talk about your careers and let's talk about how, you started off, firstly, your first job, and where you are today. What your thoughts are about that. So, Faith.
Yes. For me, I would say I've been in the film industry for cumulatively like 10 years.
Okay.
And of course, it was not easy. Of course, you have to start from somewhere. I started with theater. I had every part of my body saying you have to go get into theater, because theater really prepares you for all emotions, how to channel a character, the basics that you need. So it helps you to even transition to screen. Even when you're being directed while you are doing for screen, it's easier. You can understand the directions, you can understand what's happening. Yeah, it's not strange. So before I actually joined theater, I was a news anchor.
What? You should have told me that. I have a script right here. I'm going to make you read it.
She walks in here, she was like, I feel at home. I was like,
Towards the end, we're going to make her read a script.
Please.
Okay.
Okay,
and then how did you end up? How did you end up as an actress?
Yes. So, like I said, every part of me, every bone inside me was like, oh, is this passion that you need to satisfy. So while I was planning my exit from being a news anchor, I started getting contacts, talking to people, and I was able to join Heartstrings Entertainment.
Okay.
Yes, so I went and I joined them. The plan was I go there and I get exposed to to producers, to directors, because they come and watch these shows. Actually, a lot of people who have made it in the industry, including content creators, they have possibly passed through the hands of Heartstrings Entertainment.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I will use that channel. I will go there. I will have to boost my courage, my everything, and. After that, I started getting jobs. One job here, you do a casino somewhere in a show one day, and then you get recommendations because someone will be like, okay, I like this girl. Can you? What's her name? Can you? And that is how I got my next gig after that, and the next after that, and you keep making networks and you keep making contacts. You go for these auditions. You remind them, hey, I'm the one who did it.
Remember me?
Yeah, I remember. Hey, by the way, you
Remember
need
me.
to swallow your pride.
And say, remember me.
That remember me.
Yeah, I did this part that even if it was like 2 seconds. You remind them. Remember we did the part that the guy swiped on the screen.
I swiped. I was wearing purple. I swiped.
Yes.
You saw me. My shoe. Yeah, that was me.
That was my shoe.
That was my
That's
shoe.
my shoe.
Yeah, so I have, my story started from literally scratch because I knew no one from this industry. And I had to start from literal scratch.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Now we're here.
But I do see myself way further, growing further than this, going all the way international, like an international name. Like, yes, some of my work has gone international, but now, like, if you just say my name and you're in Atlanta, you say Faith Kibathi, they're like, oh, we know her.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, from Baba. Yeah, we know her.
Yeah.
From Single Whoa. Not the
Yes.
CV. Not the CV.
Tell us your story, Gathoni.
My story of
How you started. And
So
where it began.
if you ask anyone in my family, my nuclear family, they'll tell you Gathoni wanted to be an actor and a mother.
Really?
I used to say I want to be an actor and a mom.
Whoa.
Yeah, when I was like 4 or 3.
Wow.
Okay, I've done one of those things.
Yeah.
The rest is to be continued.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always been a major passion of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, just been in everything, doing everything that has to do with entertainment. My family is very artistic.
Yeah.
My mom is a music teacher.
Amazing.
So I think that's kind of where, you know, and she was like a rep. She was like, actually, she was the first in her KU class to do music, like the first class to do music ever in KU.
That's really cool.
And her mom was
Pioneer.
like, excuse me,
Yeah.
you're trying to do what? So it's what I think I come from a family of like,
Creatives and
we believe in arts.
entertainment,
Yeah.
yes, and
Yeah.
arts.
So, yeah, that's me. I'm just
amazing.
Just an artist from Oranga.
Oh. Not really. Not really, but okay.
Yeah.
If you're playing it down, that's fine. Good to know.
Be humble.
Modesties, we love
I
being
mean,
modest.
humility and how I attained it. That's my look.
Amazing, amazing. So inspiring. Now, ladies, let's talk about Valentine's Day. It's just around the corner. And we hear that you're doing something super exciting. And it's called Galentine's. And you have a very exciting partnership. So maybe you can tell us a bit more about that for all the ladies who are looking for a plan and don't know what to do.
Actually, it's for everybody.
Ladies, men,
If you are
everybody.
single, Kiasi, or you are not single, Kiasi,
Yeah.
if you have a date, we're going to give you a plan. Come to Mawimbi.
Okay.
Join us. We're going to be there. I'm going to be there. Gathoni is going to be there. Yeah, you're going to be there.
And maybe you can go from single Kiasi to
You never know. You could meet someone there.
single.
Same.
Belated single.
Yeah, so the event is like it's a Garden of Eden theme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's Tuskaside, so it's one of those. It's a themed event, you know. So so Garden of Eden theme. We're gonna show up.
Okay, we're gonna be looking good.
Hopefully, hopefully, yeah. So that's
Join us, have fun. You're welcome.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
happening Tuesday, 14th?
Yes.
Tuesday,
Mawimbi?
14th, yeah.
Yes, that's
Okay,
Mawimbi.
that's the plan. We shall be there.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up, any last message to your fans, people who are watching, who love your work, who support you? Anything that you'd like to tell them?
Wow, Gathoni.
I'll start with the media. I'll just say thank you for having us.
You're
It
welcome.
means it means more than anything that you guys support us because everyone listens to you. You know what I mean? You are the voice of our nation.
I genuinely feel like, you know, we need to work hand in hand.
Exactly.
So as much as you guys are bringing us content, as much as you're working hard, I also feel like we need to reciprocate. So here we are. Faith.
So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Faith, anything that you'd like to say?
I'd like to say, of course, thank you to everyone who's been our supporters since the time where we doubt ourselves,
Yes.
to the time where we are on a billboard, and they're like, oh, we are seeing you. We see all those messages, we appreciate, and it feels so good that Kenyans are loving our
stuff,
content, our own work, and we are hoping for more original work from Kenya going global. You know, like
going global. I love
that.
that.
Yeah.
That's amen. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we see it, we manifest it, and we believe that, you know, we have the capability to do that and to make it happen. All right. So thank you so much, ladies, for coming. It's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you, to hear about your stories. And of course, Single Kiasi, season 2, which is currently streaming on Showmax. Go watch it. Support Kenyan original content. And we will definitely keep having them here on the show as we continue to talk to them. That's it from me, Shiksha Arora. Next week, same time, same place. But don't you go too far. Cole Jack's on the other side, and he's going to make sure that he keeps you entertained with Friday Fever, tunes, disco funk up next. Good night.